In this video, I quickly want to show how to add a satellite image underlay and a depth spot soundings and depth contour overlay to this OSM database map. So the problem here in this map is, despite it's very useful already, that these tidal flats in green and the deeper areas in blue are missing an essential piece of information that is present in all nautical charts, and this is depth information. So you don't know what depth these contour lines actually show, and you don't have any spot soundings there. There are somewhere here in this download map section, you can, for nautical maps, download depth information for the Netherlands, but the data in there is, I don't know where it actually comes from. So you see it's from 2017, so this is really old. This is rubbish, you can't use it. And I added or took these data supplied by RWS and made this nautical chart from it that you can add to OsmAnd as an overlay. And now I added an extra layer that is transparent with depth contours and spot soundings only. And so you can overlay this onto the OsmAnd map. So you can add this to OsmAnd just by clicking this link. And I recommend selecting SQLite storage format. And then you add this. I already have it added to OsmAnd, so I cancel this. And you also can add this aerial imagery, which is pretty up to date and accurate and quite high resolution. So the same thing, you just click it and add this to OsmAnd. Okay, if you've done this, you can go into the map settings and select an overlay. You enable it, you select this one, the contours as overlay. And there you are. So you have this overlay. So with this slider down here, you can blend it in and out. And now if you can look at the map and then you see what the heights on these tidal flats actually are and how deep the water is actually down here. So if the numbers are too small, you can long press on the plus and add a magnifying factor. So if you add it like this, then it simply scales it up. The numbers are pretty small in these images, so they are a bit blurry, but now they are bigger, you can see them, or I prefer having it like this, then they are small and crisp. Okay. So this way you can see what these contour lines in the OSM data actually refer to which water level. So here you see that this line is about the 0 depth line, this one as well, but this little creek is more like a 1 meter or 70 centimeter line, because this is not well defined in the OSM data. So I think this transparent layer with depth information adds a quite valuable piece of information. So now you can further improve this map by adding an underlay containing the aerial image. So you go to underlay, enable it, and here select this aerial image you already added. And then you enable polygons, that needs to be enabled, and the transparency seek bar for this layer. So then this transparency slider changes the transparency of the main map, and if you move it to the left, the aerial image becomes visible, but the overlay with the depth information stays on the chart. So if you find this too prominent, you can go into the overlay settings and reduce the transparency of this overlay to your liking. And now you can seamlessly switch between the pure chart view and the aerial image, and the depth information remains on top of it all. So you can zoom in here and look at it and get also an indication at the same time how deep it actually is there. So I find this pretty helpful. So I think this is kind of the perfect setup with these 3 different layers.